I always say that, but sometimes we are and sometimes we aren't. So I'm gonna chill here for a minute or so, in the hopes that some folks will show up and start asking questions. Just gonna give it a few more seconds and then I'll get started. I hope everyone's doing well. That's one of the things that I'm going to be talking about. But I hope everybody's, riding this out as best as possible. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get this party started. No, not share. That's not what I meant. I meant present. There we go. Okay. So, first off, happy Monday. Here we are. It is May the 4th. I normally think that that's a silly pun, but then again, like I'm one to talk about silly puns. So, May the 4th be with you and all that other stuff. Watch out for Revenge of the 5th tomorrow. All that other stuff. I should be wearing my Star Wars gear today, but I guess I'm not. So let's check in really quick. And in fact, I'm going to pull out my phone. I know, my phone's on in class, sorry. I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm going to go to this YouTube stream right now so that I can see comments as they come in. So let's see. Yes. Let's check in. Okay. There we go. So, checking in with me. I want to address something that I feel like maybe we haven't addressed enough. I've talked a lot about how proud I am of all of you, and that's true. That's absolutely true. This has been a really rough time. But I want to mention the idea that it's really easy to say everything's fine, right? When I ask students how they're doing, the answer I get is almost always, yeah, everything's fine, I'm doing okay, maybe I'm a little bit bored, then that's the only really real complaint that I get. And that's fine, and if you are really doing well all the time, then I am really jealous of you, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not. I'm not fine all the time. I am fine enough to do my job, thus far. I've been keeping up with my grading. I have been releasing videos more or less regularly. There have been a few office hours that I have cut because I have been depressed. And that's kind of what I want to talk about in the first segment of these announcements, is I have been struggling with depression through this. It's not as difficult for me as it is for some because I've been struggling with depression for 20, 30 years. Not 30, I'm not quite that old, but 20 years or so. So I've got a lot of experience dealing with the symptoms of depression. But even though I managed to keep myself moving, that doesn't necessarily mean that everything's fine all the time. And I want to make it clear to everybody that it's okay to not be fine. If you're not fine, that's okay. These are not fine times. These are not times when normal people look around and say, yep, everything's okay. It's just not. And chances are that some of you are struggling with some difficulties and stresses that you've never had to deal with before. And it's possible that some of you are doing great, that this is just an environment for you to flourish in. Everyone's going to react differently, and there is no wrong way. Sorry about the crow that's outside. It's some sort of corvid. I don't know if it's a crow or a raven. I hear the difference is a matter of opinion. If you get that joke, then you're a nerd. Okay, so this is a traumatic time. And it's coming off the heels of another traumatic time, right? We already had the Kincaid fire evacuate us from our homes, and now we are stuck in our homes. And I feel like a lot of folks feel like they're being pressured to pretend everything's okay, and I don't want you to feel that around me. It's okay to not be okay. There have been days when I have broken down and cried for hours. Not hours, but for long periods of time. For lots of reasons. Sometimes little reasons, sometimes big reasons, sometimes just because I miss my friends, and I miss my classroom, and I miss you. And again, I don't want folks feeling like you have to suppress those things. If you feel like you are sad, you should let yourself be sad instead of telling yourself, no, it's stupid to be sad. Like, let yourself feel things. Okay? As a guy who has struggled with mental health for most of my life, turning away from it and pretending everything's okay is not the way to go. It's okay to give people polite responses when they ask, yes, I'm fine, everything's going well, but within yourself, you should be really considering how you really feel. Because it's better to catch these things early when you're just starting to feel them than to wait until you've fallen off a cliff and are now feeling them so hard that you need professional help. So I'm dealing with depression. I'm struggling a lot. The thing that keeps me going is the fact that I know that there are students who are interacting with my material. The fact that when I put out a video, I know that within a couple of weeks, at least 20 or 30 of you are likely to have seen it, have attempted some of the problems. That keeps me going. That's my job. It's my passion. It keeps me going. It's one of the reasons why I'm going to keep doing this over the summer. So anyway, that's my sort of mental health thing. It's normal to feel like things aren't normal. It's normal to not be okay all the time. And I'm here as somebody who has had lots of mental health difficulties and have struggled through them and have succeeded. I have advice to give. I have an ear to listen, all that other good stuff. So just let me know if you're struggling, okay? Like not just with the math, but in general. If you're having a hard time, even if it's only every once in a while, even if it's only in the back of your mind, shoot me an email, let's talk. Okay? I'm good at this. Another thing that's been helping me is making music. I've been trying to collaborate with some friends and use my fancy new microphone and do some singing. Hopefully you'll see some stuff from that. Okay, so now that all of that stuff is done, and again, I do want to really, really stress how proud I am of those of you who have managed to keep up with everything up to this point. We're asking a lot of you, and a lot of you are rising to the challenge, and I really see it, and I really am proud of you. So let's go ahead and talk about Khan Academy for this week. I have assigned 4 things this week. It's possible that one of them may get put off. I don't know. It depends on how many videos I put out. Circles Quiz 2. It's just a quiz on everything that you did last week, okay? Last week's assignments compressed into one and doubled in value. Remember that quizzes are worth twice as much, so if you're one of those folks who is really close to getting your grade up, that's one to go with. Graph a circle from features. I will do a video on this today, and it's just going to get you used to the Khan Academy format and how to manipulate circles in Khan Academy. As a side note, because I see that there are a few people watching right now, if you have any questions about anything, please put them in the chat, and I will address them at the very end of this video. Okay? It's not great for live interaction, but if you have a question, put it in chat. I will get to it, I promise. Features of a circle from its graph. This is going to be another easy one. It's going to say, hey, what's the center of this circle? And it's going to show you a circle, and you're going to be able to point to the center and say, oh, it's 3, 2, or it's -5, 4, or whatever. Also, what's its radius? You should be able to just look at it. So these two assignments should be really easy, and that's why you have 4. Because these two, graph a circle from features and features from its graph, should both be like basically free points. Those of you who are struggling with your grade or want to get your grade up quick, these are probably the ones to go with. And then finally, standard equation of a circle. We are going to learn how to graph circles like we would graph a parabola or a line. And that's going to take us into our next segment where we're going to deal with other things like ellipses and that sort of thing. So those are the 4 assignments for this week. Again, Circles Quiz 2 is just a review of last week. Graph a circle and features of a circle are really, really easy. Like, if you're seeing me saying these words to you right now, please try those. They're really, really simple. And then standard equation of a circle, which I'll do a video on, obviously. So here we are. It's the last month. It is May 4th. Again, May the 4th be with you and all that. According to the academic calendar at Healdsburg Unified School District, the last day of school is June 4th. I don't know how they're going to handle finals week. I don't have a clue, but according to my best information right now, our last day of school is June 4th, which means you've got 1 month. So now's the time to get your grades up. Like, I've been watching students' grades increase, and honestly, this has really changed my perspective of how grading should work. Your grades should always be growing. You should never... Anyway, that's a thing that I'll talk about in another video, I'm sure. I'm trying to formulate a way of grading that doesn't include, oh man, I screwed up on a test, so now I'm effed. I'm working on that. Anyway, so let's see. What was I saying? Last chance to get your grades up. I really do want to help those students who want help. I've had several students contact me looking for Zoom meetings. Those are going to happen, I promise. I still don't know where I'm going to land next year. I don't know what school I'm going to teach at, but I do plan on continuing these videos over the summer because I feel like these videos are going to help me professionally. Having a catalog of videos on these topics that are me and in my voice will help me in future jobs. So I'm probably just going to go ahead and finish out Math 2 over the summer and maybe start Math 3. So those of you who are really interested in continuing, I will look for those of you who want to actually be involved, and I will put you into a separate class for the summer, and I will just continue to make these videos. So far, still no questions. I do notice that somebody else joined in. If you have any questions whatsoever about class, about homework, about grades, about life, the universe, and everything, go ahead and put the question in the chat. I will answer it by the end, I promise. Google Classroom is my point of contact. I don't know if you've noticed this, but everything I do, I'm trying to funnel through Google Classrooms because I can take YouTube videos and post them directly there. I can take my attendance quizzes and post them directly on there. I take my announcement videos and I post them on there. So make sure you are checking Google Classroom every single day. Every single day. Because every single day, I am giving new information. I am giving you new stuff. You don't have to remember, oh man, did he update his YouTube today? Did he what's the Zoom office hours again? You don't have to do any of that. Just get on Google Classroom. Okay? That's all. Get on Google Classroom. It'll have all of that information for you. Okay, so some questions that I've gotten in emails from students already before I answer the 0 questions that are currently in chat. These are questions that are specifically from students, although obviously I am leaving their names out of it because there's no reason to. Weeks ago, I received a Gmail from the principal, which basically just said that doing the work is an opportunity to increase our grades, but the school called my parents and said that I'm obligated to do the work. What do I do? So I can see how this would be an example of a somewhat confusing message, right? I have said, and we have said, that your grade cannot go down as a result of future work. But as a teacher, I am still required by law to keep attendance. And all of your teachers are required by California state law to keep attendance and keep it accurately. So for me, that means if you contact me at all during the week, if you do any Khan Academy, if you Answer the attendance poll. If you send me an email, if I get any evidence that you have been doing anything over the week, I will mark you as present for that week, for the whole week. I had some people log into Khan Academy for 1 minute, check one problem, do zero actual questions, and I still mark them present. Their grades aren't doing so well, but I still mark them present. But yeah, if you totally just decide you're not going to interact with your teachers or your class at all, just like in regular school, you are going to get a call from the administration saying what's going on. I don't know how truancy is working, but even those students who don't have internet access are being contacted and are being given ways to learn. And beyond that, this constant focus on grades is really disheartening to me. I know I've said it before, but grades are not my least favorite, but grades are one of my least favorite parts of being a teacher. If it was up to me, I wouldn't give you grades at all. I think that grades impede the learning process. I just don't yet have a better system yet. I'm working on it, but I don't have a better system yet. But right now, we don't have to deal with grades. And I wish people would stop worrying about them so much. In high school, you have an opportunity that you're never going to get again. You have a full-time education for free. And whether or not you actually think what you're learning is worthwhile, it will help you later on down the line, and it becomes expensive later on down the line. Learning how to do this stuff, this integrated math that we're doing right now, would be several $100s at a JC or several $1,000s at a university. So like, you have a chance here to learn for free from a teacher that many of you have claimed to really like and get along with and understand things from. So like, yeah, if grades are all you care about, then check in really quick every week and you'll be fine. But I really hope that our time together means more to you than just a letter on a piece of paper. Here's another question. I was just checking in to let you know that I'm a little behind on the Khan Academy, but don't worry. I'm working on it a little every day. I just wanted to let you know so you don't worry about me. Thank you. Thank you. These kinds of emails I love because, yes, I do notice if someone who is normally like on top of things all the time, if they start to slip, I do notice and I do start to worry. I mean, this is a global pandemic. A lot of things can happen. And it's not just big things. It could be little things. Like maybe all of a sudden you need to take care of your younger siblings for a week and that's taking up all your time. And that's fine. These things happen. I'm not here to judge, but I do worry sometimes. So I do appreciate emails like this where you're just checking in and letting me know how you're doing. I really do appreciate those. Can I have a Zoom meeting? I've gotten several emails that this is the gist. And the answer is always yes. But I have had several students ask for Zoom meetings, and then I have sent them an invite to the Zoom meeting, and then they didn't show up. And that I'm not okay with. Like, if you're going to make an appointment with me, you got to keep that appointment, because the time that I use to prepare for that meeting, I could be using to make videos, to update grades, to do all the things that I need to do over the course of the week. So if you're going to set up a Zoom meeting with me, please, be nice and stick to it. I just finished some Khan Academy. Can you update Aries for me? That answer is actually going to be yes. Earlier in the year, I said that the answer to this would always be no, but now I've got time. And I love seeing students' grades rise in real time. So if you do a bunch of Khan Academy and you want to see your grade improve instantly, send me an email, let me know. Within 24 hours, I will get you updated. I will get your grade to where it should be because I want to see it too. I am just as excited, believe it or not, when your grades go up as you are. When I see somebody who is consistently beginning to pick those grades up, I get really psyched about it while I'm doing my grading in Aries. So like, yes, please let me know when you get your assignments done. I will totally take care of that for you. I think that's everything that I had. Yeah, that's everything that I had in the slides. So let's go back to full webcam. There we go. Um, so we obviously have limited time left together. I hope we make the best of it, but I have some really exciting things on the horizon for you. I do want to try to do a couple of projects. I do want to do a final exam of sorts that will be not super terribly challenging and allow those of you who are coming up close to your next grade to make it over the edge to the next grade. So be on the lookout for that. It'll probably be some sort of art project or something along those lines. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. We'll see. Stay tuned. All that other good stuff. So, like I said at the beginning, if you're having a hard time, you can let me know, but let somebody know. Like, talk to somebody. Make sure you're talking to your friends. Make sure that you're supporting each other. It's easy to pretend that this is not a difficult time. It's easy to pretend that this is just us staying home and it's not a huge deal, but it is a huge deal. And it is scary and it is stressful, and being shut up in a room either by yourself like me or with your family can also lead to all sorts of other forms of stress. And I really, really want to let you make sure you understand that those stresses and the anger and depression and sadness and apathy and all of those feelings that come along with it are totally normal, but you still need someone to talk to about it. And if it's not me, that's okay, but make sure you're talking to somebody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Class dismissed.